For those of you who are thinking of dating a Filipina, or possibly already dating, you must be aware that you have plenty to gain from dating a Filipina if you get it right. But if you don't get it right, you potentially have much to lose. So of course, how do you get it right, and what can you lose if you get it wrong? I'll have the answers to both those questions in just a moment, so stay with me here. But first, a quick word from our affiliate sponsor. Just quickly, if you're looking to date a Filipina and are not sure where to start, then why not check out my affiliate link in the pinned comment to the Philippines' #1 dating site where it's free to create an account. None of us go out there searching for a good woman, wherever in the world that may be, with the intention to get it wrong. And what's obvious to one person for some reason may not be obvious to another, and simply that's because we're all made up differently. So I'm not here to try and put anyone down or to make them feel foolish, not at all. Simply, we only know what we know until we learn otherwise. And that is the purpose of this video, and in fact all the videos I do here on YouTube. Education and reinforcement of what we learn is a powerful thing, and once we get it in our brain, it never leaves. I'll start off talking about what you may have to lose by dating a Filipina if you get it wrong, and then I'll give plenty of information and tips on what you'll gain if you get it right, which I'm sure you'll want to do. There are two big things to consider if you choose the wrong Filipina. The first thing, which will come to most people's minds straight away, is money. We've all heard of many guys who have fallen for a Filipina love scam, of which there are many, no doubt. And for some guys, they've lost in excess of $100,000, and this has ruined their plans for retirement and left them financially devastated. For other guys, maybe they lost a much smaller amount, from a few hundred to a few $1,000s, which on the surface is not too bad, and we can chalk that down to life's experiences where we learn and not to make the same mistakes again. So one may think that there's no harm done here. Am I right? Well, unfortunately, it's not quite that simple, because we're all human, and as such, we have feelings and emotions. So that brings me to the second big thing here, which is about feelings and emotions. When we fall for the wrong type of Filipina, we invest much time and emotion as we start to fall in love with her. And by the way, a cute Filipina is easy to fall for, so guys, be aware. And very often, it's the emotional side of things that can be far worse than the monetary side. For some guys, they may experience both, but mostly, money can be replaced, but your emotions are not as easily fixed. And in fact, can take many months to recover from. We can start to lose faith in our own ability to make good decisions, and our belief or trust in ourselves can take a battering. But as I say, we can all make a mistake once, but to do it again, then it's no longer a mistake. So how can you get it right so that you can find a good Filipina? Well, I have over 600 videos on this channel, many of which will have a lot of good information around this. So feel free to systematically go through every video, or you can spend the next few minutes watching this one, or perhaps do both. If you've watched many videos on various channels on YouTube and you've read all the comments, you may think to yourself that finding a good Filipina is rather like finding a pot of gold or a needle in a haystack. Well, I'm here to tell you that is far from the truth, and in fact, I'm living proof of that, and I'm certainly no genius or anything special here. I also know of many men who have found similar success, so it happens far more than what people want to admit. And the reason we hear so much about foreign men being scammed is because, number one, it makes for better drama on YouTube channels that draws people in, and yes, gets more views, subscribers, and revenue. And number two is because when someone feels they've been wronged, many of those guys want to shout it out to anyone who will listen. and then those who have listened will retell the story, and so it goes on. So that one story may have now been told by hundreds of guys, creating an illusion that all men get scammed by a Filipina. And the truth of the matter is that not many people really want to be seeing stories of successful relationships between a foreign guy and a Filipina. Simply, for many, it's just not as entertaining. The first thing you need to do to find a good Filipina, and I've said it many times before, but it's true, is to research. Now, some people think that they can skip right on by this, but be sure, if you want to do it right, you need to research all you can about Filipinas, her culture, religion and country. This includes finding out all about the various types of love scams and how to identify them, which isn't hard to do once you know what you're looking for. And on my homepage, I have a dedicated playlist to Filipina love scams. After all, you can look at it this way. Would you buy a new car without researching about it, looking at its features and reading the reviews to make sure that it's right for you? Look at research as the building blocks for your success. The next thing you want to be doing is going to a good place to find a good Filipina. It's no use going to where all the scammers are, which we all know many sites on the internet are covered with love scammers. But for many people, you may not be able to go to the Philippines even after COVID straight away to try and get to meet a Filipina in person. And for many others, they may simply prefer finding someone from the comfort of their own home before flying out to meet her. We're all different, and simply there's no right or wrong here. Now, know that some guys may certainly get lucky on free dating sites or on Facebook groups, but far more don't. In fact, some of those sites are heavily covered by love scammers, and they're not well moderated to filter out the non-genuine people. Simply put, going to a free dating site or Facebook group is like climbing up a tree to take honey from a hive of bees. You will get stung unless very lucky. This is where I can pass on to you what I've learned over the past few years, which will make your chances of success much better and with far less frustration. I've been told by over 100 guys of one paid dating site that clearly outperforms all the other Philippines dating sites. These guys have said how few scammers they've come across there compared to other dating sites, and how many decent and genuine Filipinas were there, not to mention how well controlled the site is and how they have many special features and offers for their paid members. And for myself, I've signed up as an affiliate member for many Filipina and Asian dating sites, but sadly, I've seen and heard so much negative comments from all but one site. And that's the same dating site that over 100 men have told me about their success in finding a wonderful Filipina to share their life with. And so the only paid dating site I recommend as an affiliate member is the Philippines' #1 dating site, where I have a link in my pinned comment and in the description. Yes, granted, it may be a little more expensive than many of the other ones, but you really do get what you pay for here. Simply, if you want success and less frustration, then this is the place to start, and they have monthly instalment plans and a good discount for a one-off payment. And let's face it, you could lose far more money by going to a free dating site or Facebook page and finding a non-genuine Filipina. So be sure to check it out in the pinned comment below. So once you've researched and joined the #1 dating site in the Philippines, you're set to commence your search. But don't get overwhelmed by all the beautiful young Filipinas, and be sure to use your common sense. Be sure to have a clear picture in your mind of what your ideal partner should be like, from looks to her personality, her traits, if she should be working, or if she has kids or even wants kids in the future, and the list goes on. As I say, you should really have that clear picture in your mind from the very start, but don't be going for the impossible here and make it realistic. But remember that there's no such thing as a perfect person, but more so, someone who can be perfect for you. Once you've found a potential partner, the next step is to get to know her as chatmates. Be sure to learn as much about her as you possibly can by asking questions to get a feel if she may be a potential life partner or not. And as I say, potential partner here. Because we're searching, and just because she may be interested, doesn't make her right for you, even though your ego will be feeling very good at this time. So take things slow and let her know from the very start that you want to relax and enjoy getting to know her without any promises. If she tries to speed things up by saying that she loves you, then set her straight and ask her to slow down. And if she can't or won't, then move on to someone who wants to go at your pace. And again, remind yourself that there's no hurry here. After several months of chatting and not noticing any red flags, and your gut feeling hasn't been questioning things, then you're all set to meet her in person to see if she's the same in person as she is online. This stage is crucial and often moves guys from chatmates to being in a dating relationship. Throughout the whole process of finding a good and honest Filipina, be sure to be observant and pay close attention to her and any red flags or inconsistencies that may come up. When you notice these inconsistencies, address them and use your common sense, life experience and reasoning as to whether or not you accept the answer given. Simply, if it doesn't make sense or sound right, or if your gut feeling is telling you it's not right, then listen and move on. But if none of these signs or red flags appear and everything feels good and right, then you most certainly have found yourself that pot of gold we talked about at the start of the video, and you will then realise that there are in fact many good and genuine Filipinas out there. I wish you all the best, and if you're looking for more information around relationships with a Filipina, be sure to check out the playlist on screen now. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe and take care.